Hello everyone, welcome to episode 12 of Reading Layamon's Brut. My apologies for not making a video in recent weeks. I've been somewhat busy. I've had to mark a large pile of essays, but now that is done, and so I'm making this video, and we'll hope to have another one out at some point in the next few weeks. So, last time, the Trojans had landed in Armorica in France, and Corineus went hunting, and he encountered an officer of the king of the land. The king's name is Goffar, and the officer basically said to Corineus, well, you can't hunt here, this is the king's forest. Corineus said, yeah, I don't really care about that. They came to blows, and it did not turn out well. Brutus heard that things weren't going well, so he sent spies to the king's court to find out what the king was planning. And the king was planning to go and attack the Trojans and drive them out of the land. And so we pick up today just as the spies are returning to Brutus with their message.
Hal bear thou, Brutus, thou art the hext of us. Nu hath Goffar, the king, he gathered his ferde, muchel ferden riche, and he word he speketh, that alle her wullet quellen, quick that here findeth, and the shippen to drauchen, and the weef drenchen. Nulleth here leve, nen of us a lieve. Brutus nom al his younger folk, and hem to shippe fusede, and alle his achte his folk betachte, and to hem side Brutus the sailor. So here we begin with the messengers returning to Brutus and delivering their report as to what they discovered when they spied on the court of King Goffar, or Goffar, and they begin saying, "Hail be you, Brutus," and this is like just saying hello, hail, but it's we have the verb to be here because it's essentially like wishing somebody good health. It's like saying, "May you be well." So we'll just read it here as "Hail, Brutus." So, "Hail, Brutus, you are the highest, or the leader of us. Now Goffar the king has gathered his army, a great and powerful army, and he speaks a high, in this case probably something like an arrogant or a threatening word, that they will kill all that they find alive and draw apart or destroy the ships and drown the women. They do not wish to leave any of us alive." And this is the end of their speech. Brutus took all his young folk, all his young people, and hastened them to the ships. So he got them all on board and gave all his possessions to his people, and said to them, so Brutus the Good said to them, "Je bearth mine levermen, herkneeth mine lare. Ne komme je never withouten shippes borte, each u sende subtle word, whether each mae they overhond haben of than kinge." Brutus nom his knichtes, and he wend forth richtes, to thon ilke wae, there him I wisset was. There the king walde forth, mit mucheler his ferte, together her kommen, hardliche her onslochen. There was sweet a strong fecht, feilen the fire. There was money sterp mon, mit stele to swungen. Longe die leste that fecht, there fell money goat knicht. Brutus speaking, "You are my dear men, hearken or listen to my instruction. Do not come you ever," so don't come without or outside the sides of the ship, "before I send to you a clear word or a clear signal." This word subtle is a bit of a false friend. It's from Old English sweartle. It's not related to our word subtle. Our word subtle comes from Latin subtilis, and it actually has much the opposite meaning, really, because the Old English word here means clear or evident, something that's plain and straightforward. and the word that he will send, so don't come outside until I send a word, whether I may, so that I can have the overhand or the upper hand of the king. So I'll send you a sign that I'm winning, and you'll know that it's safe to come out. Brutus took his knights and went forth, or went directly, to the very road where it was advised to him that there the king would go forth with his great army. So he's setting an ambush again, much like we saw him do in Greece. They came together, so the two armies, hardly or strongly, so with great difficulty and effort or great violence. They slew one another. They onslew. So they well, the Middle English Dictionary has a good gloss for this. Actually, it says to engage in mutual killing, and that's essentially what's going on here. So they slew each other. There was a very strong or very violent fight. The doomed fell. There was many a heroic or a strong or a powerful man cut down or cut apart with steel. That fight lasted a day long, and there many a good knight fell. Corineus cum quetchen, to himself quaith, Away, Corineus, ne'er thou e corn kemper, cuth nu thine strengthe, and thine steppe mine, and this a peitische folk fall to the grund. Corineus hem raste toe swathe rimi wolf, dan he wolle on scherpen skadewerke wurchen. Bride he mit sweeteren hond, a swerd mutual and sweete strong, all that there mid hitte, all hitte doen helde. Nere the bern, ne'er swa strong, da he hevde brunje on. If he hine mid swerd at ran, ne ras he never mar. Corineus came to attack, or came to go, but in this sense violently, so to attack, and said to himself, Alas, Corineus, were you not the choicest of knights, a chosen warrior, so you're head and shoulders above the rest, you're a choice fighter. Make known now your strength and your great or strong might or power, and fell to the ground this Poitevin folk, these Poitevin people. Corineus rushed to or attacked them, just as the rimy wolf, so the wolf that has frost on it, it's covered in frost in the snow in winter. When he wishes, that is, when the wolf wishes to work harm or destructive works, wishes to work harm on the sheep. He, Corineus, seized or drew up with his stronger hand, his greater hand, a great and very strong sword. All that, or all whom he hit therewith, so with his sword, the sword poured them or tumbled them, sent them tumbling all adown. This word, bairn, means literally child, much as it still does in Scottish English, but here it can mean a young man, so a young man or a warrior. The warrior was not ever so strong, even though he had armour or a chainmail on. So he wasn't so strong that if he, Corineus, ran at him with his sword, that he, this hypothetical warrior, never more ever rose. So he never rose again. No one was so strong that they could withstand Corineus's attacks. Da he hefte 200 mit swerde to hewen, da brak that swerd in his hand, richt bei there hilte. Thou was wroth Corineus, and thus word clerpede. Wa urtha averthena smith, thou the mid-honden smethede. Corineus a boten beheld, for the bairn was a bolchen, and a grap of honest mannes hond, and a wiax sweeter stronger. All that he nech come, thermid he hitte kwelde. The king set it to flerne, and all the ferde after, and Corineus hem after come, kenliche sweeter, and hem to klepede, the unimete kemper. Then or when he, Corineus, had cut down or cut apart 200 with his sword, then the sword broke in his hand, right at the hilt, right by the hilt, right at the hilt. Then was Corineus furious, and said this word, May woe ever come about for the smith who smithed thee, so smithed you, talking to the sword, with his hands. Corineus looked about for the bairn, same word as before, warrior, but this time it's referring to Corineus, for the warrior was enraged, he was furious, and he gripped or seized from one man's hand a very strong war axe. All that he came near, he killed there with it, with the axe. The king set to flight, and this is referring to Goffar, so the Poitevin king set to flight, and all the army after him. And Corineus came after them very boldly or courageously, and called to them, the measureless, the peerless, the incredible or wonderful warrior, speaking about Corineus, Goffar mit thire ferd, wie wilt du flern maken? Ne micht du na wicht so flern, if du us wilt hernen flammen? Du musst sweeter fechten, wee herne I winden. Ne ganninde, ne riedende, ne durste him na bieden. The king hefde enne thine, sweeter herde, he was I hatten suard. He beheld Corineum, the hem after cum. Suard heft to feren 300 riederen, he wende on jen sona, and he ochtliche fecht. Corineus now is shouting after the retreating Poitevin army, and he says, Goffar, with your army, why will you make flight, or why do you wish to flee, to run away? You cannot at all so flee if you wish to put us to flight from here. So you can't run away like that if you want to make us leave. You must fight better or more strongly before we go from here. And that's the end of Corineus' speech. Neither going, so neither running or walking nor riding, does anyone dare, or no one dares at all to withstand him. So basically nobody's brave enough to stop running and stand up to Corineus, except for one person who we're about to hear about. The king had a thane, or a retainer, who was very strong. He was called Suard. He saw Corineus, who came after him. Suard had as companions 300 riders, 300 horsemen, and he went back soon, or straight away, so they stopped and they turned around, and he, Suard, fought boldly, or courageously, against Corineus. Nes hit nocht longer that Suard micht stonde, for Corineus him ginde toe, mit his guth strengthe. He gurde Suard om that hevde, that he grunde suchte, and he hine forsmate midden, a twa richt bi bon riben. Nes there nan swa stathely, that lengere micht stonden, Corineus hem to Brute, ban and here reapers, and yearned that lond he herm to draf, many thousand there abad, that folk that fly Corineum, that come to Bruton, and alle here slowen, that here nigh comen. It was not long at all that Seward could stand or withstand, for Corineus struck him with his battle strength or war strength. He smote Seward on the head so that he sought the ground, and he, Corineus, forsmote, so he cut or sliced him, Seward, in the middle, in two, right through the ribs. So sliced him in half. There was not any so firmly planted or something to that effect, so firm, so well established, that he could stand there any longer. Corineus burst them apart, their bones and their ribs, and he drove them apart throughout that land. Many thousand there remained, so he left them lying there dead. That folk, or the people that flew from Corineus, they came to Brutus, and Brutus and Corineus, slew all of them that they came near. So that's a bit of a gory place to leave it for this week, but we'll pick up at some point in the future. I'm not entirely sure when I'll have time to do the next video, but like I said before, I've just finished marking, so hopefully I will have some time to put out another video in the next few weeks, but we'll see. As ever, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've found this useful, or that you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, or corrections, please don't hesitate to let me know. You can do that either in the comments below this video or on the Facebook page that I've made for this video series, and you'll find the link to that Facebook page in the video description. All the best, and I'll see you next time.